Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm a ports interpreter here at beautiful Crystal Cove State Park, which is a California state park. And it's my job to share fun and interesting information about the plants and the animals, the natural resources that make this park such a wonderful place to explore. California State Parks offers rich and engaging virtual programming to K-12 students through the PORTS program, Parks Online Resources for Teachers and Students. Visit ports-ca.us to learn more about these diverse opportunities. Today, we are blending art and science to learn about a very exciting animal. Who could that be? It's the great horned owl. Owls are raptors, or birds of prey. Birds of prey are known for having sharp beaks for tearing into their food, sharp claws or talons for grasping their prey, and very sharp eyesight. They only eat meat, so they are carnivores. And because owls are asleep in the daytime and they wake at night, they're nocturnal animals, and they have specialized adaptations for hunting in the dark. The grouping of feathers around their eyes, or facial disc feathers, are shaped like a satellite, which guides sound straight to their ears. Researchers say that some owls can even hear a mouse chewing on grass underneath the snow. They have excellent vision, and their eyeballs are huge, the size of human eyes. They have binocular vision. That means that their eyes are fixed in one place, going straight. So they can't turn their eyeballs around in their sockets the way that we can. So how do they see around them in the night? Owls have a very special feature on their body to help them observe their surroundings in the night. Did you know that we have 7 neck bones or vertebrae, and owls have 2 times that? What's 2 times 7? 14 vertebrae. This means they can swivel their head almost 270 degrees to see almost directly behind them. Do you think you could do that? Everybody keep your shoulders still and look as far to the right as you can, and as far to the left. Now try to see right behind you. We just can't do it. And owls have specialized flight feathers so that they can be silent hunters in the night. The edges of their wings are serrated or opened, which muffles the sound as they flap through the air in the darkness, looking for food. Why are owls important? Predators like owls help maintain a healthy and balanced habitat by making sure that the ecosystem doesn't get overcrowded with prey animals. So the next time that you go walking in the nighttime, look up into some trees and listen for the hoo, hoo, hoo of the great horned owl.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth McGhee, and today we're going to be drawing a great horned owl. So today you'll need paper, a pencil, some crayons, and you may or may not need a plastic spoon. If you're using smooth paper, the plastic spoon will be a great tool. So we're going to start with just drawing some simple shapes to get this owl started. So we're going to do an upside down triangle first. So this is called an equilateral triangle, where all sides are kind of equal. Next, we're going to do a diamond. So we'll do a little triangle there and another triangle there. Then we're going to do the eyes. So they're kind of underneath that triangle. And he's going to need some eyebrows. So depending on how big you make your eyebrows, he could look like a sleepy owl, he could look like a startled owl. It's up to you. Now we're going to do the cheeks. And this owl has a little mark on his face that's in between the eye and the cheek, kind of like that. Now, it's a great horned owl, so we need to add its horns, which are actually feathers. So it's almost like a leaf-like shape like this. So now we got the head going. And the neck, we're gonna do a straight line that's longer on this side and shorter on that side. So the shorter side, we're gonna angle it out a little bit. That'll be his back. And the longer side will just have also a little short angle. That'll be his chest. And the wing will just be a nice curvy bit like this. So now we have the kind of basic shape of our owl. And of course he needs eyes. If you make smaller little pupils like this, he will look very startled. If you make bigger ones, he will look more calm. So it's just up to you. So this is kind of the basic shape. So now we're going to color him in. I like to start with orange first. And it's just, I like to connect those two. And we'll just shade in these shapes here by his eyes. You don't have to press too hard, and you don't have to be too careful. By starting with orange, you're making an undertone. And then we're gonna make a flat little triangle for the white parts that go over his eyes. And maybe we'll do some of his feathers. Just maybe the top halves of these feathers. And maybe we'll do there. So whenever I draw a line like that, it's almost like I'm making my own coloring book. Sometimes I call it coloring in the playpen because I know where I need to put the color. And then maybe a little zigzag there. And I'll go lighter on his wing because he's not as orange there. And then on his chest, a zigzag. Maybe another zigzag underneath so that he can have a paler tummy. And then maybe a little bit over here too. Why not? Every owl is different. Next, I'll go for a brown. So his forehead's going to be a little darker. So I'm just going to go over it with the brown. And this is blending the colors of the crayons and making a new color. A little bit on his chest. And again, scribbling is totally fine with crayons. You do not need to be tidy because it will end up making the feathers look more natural. And we'll make his, underneath his beak a little darker too. Next, we'll get some peach if you have it in your set. I'm just kind of going over the wing and his tummy, and what it does is it kind of blends the colors together a little bit. Some gray for the beak. And then he also has these little feathers near his beak that I want to be gray too. So I'm going to color it lightly there. And I'm going to erase some lines in his eyebrows so that they're super white. Now now we can start adding some black. So I'll color his eyes. And it's almost like he's wearing makeup. He has a little dark black around his eyes. And then this line that we used here is actually lines in the feathers. So we're gonna go zigzaggies all the way across here. On both sides. Put a little shadow on his beak. Do the black parts of his feathers. You can press really hard and that will make the black blend. And then underneath here we're going to do 2 triangles, just using that curve of the face. Same triangle there. And then he will restate his wing to make it pop out a little bit more. And again, scribbling is good because his feathers are, each one's different. All right, we will make his forehead a little darker. Now he's looking a little flat, so I'm going to go back in with some brown where I already had some orange here and darken here. And this is what's going to make his eyebrows pop out. So I won't cover up all the orange, just some of the orange in some places. And every time I put the brown over the orange, it's like it's making a new type of brown. There's some peach on this gray. So there's so many combinations you can make with colors. And if you want to re-outline him, you totally can. Outline those eyebrows, make them more obvious. You'll notice there's like little bits of wax getting everywhere, so you can just knock it off the side. So to do the background, same thing, I'll do a play pen, so I'm just going to do some zigzags because I want it to be darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. If you go all in one direction with your shading, it will help make it look smoother and flatter so that the owl will pop forward, but you don't have to. Use a lighter green for down below. All right, so I'm just putting in a little bit of black toward the top. That way it'll mix with the green I already put in. And here's my green again. Now I'm going to go in a different direction. So maybe I'll choose up and down and I'll press really hard. And what it will do is it'll mix the green and the black together. I'll be careful near his head. And again, this will probably be shrubbery, so if it's not very even, totally fine, because shrubbery is not even. All right, maybe I'll start switching to the light green now. And same thing, pressing very hard. Sometimes if you're like me and you press really hard, you can break your crayons, but then you just get 2 crayons, so it's fine. If you're using a smooth paper, like a typing paper, or something that you would get out of your printer, this is where the spoon would be really helpful, because you can actually blend colors together with the spoon. I'm using a thicker paper, so it doesn't really work very well, but if you're using typing paper, the spoon works great. A different tool for every job. Also, when you're filling in these wide areas, it self-sharpens your crayon. You can just keep twisting it and get it completely pointy. So these feathers. All right, so there you have it. An owl portrait. I'll knock off the extra wax. Ooh. And you can keep working on this, and you could even add the rest of the body or add things in the background, but this is kind of the basic way to get it started, where you just use little steps, breaking it down shape by shape to get a finished drawing. Hope you have fun.